Welcome back to the Talkessel circuit in Teushenthal, Germany for the 67th edition of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. Temperature still hovering just around the 14 degrees. That wind still up around about 18 kilometers per hour. That just means the GoPro drone cam might just get blown around a little bit more, but great aerial shots of the circuit there and a great crowd here this weekend as well. And they are absolutely banged into this place, enjoying every piece of action we've had on this track, and we've had a lot, believe me. MX2, MX1, race 1, the crash with Barsha, with Justin Eli Tomac, I should say, when he was chasing down Ken Rocks, and of course the showdown that they put on in Moto number 2. But this is the third and final Moto of the day, and as it stands at the moment, with all scores counted, Team Belgium are on 25. USA are on 28, Italy on 36, France on 38, Australia on 39, Great Britain on 50, and Germany on 54. But if you take away the worst race now, then it changes. America drop to 12 and become the leaders over over Germany, who are on 14, and then Belgium, who are on 17 points. Team Australia would be fourth on 19. And Italy on 22 would be fifth, ahead of France on 26 and GB on 32. So still a lot to play for. Of course, we've still got another 30 minutes plus 2 laps to go. It's about 35 minutes in real terms around what is a very tough circuit indeed. Adam Wheeler from OnTrackOffroad.com joins me here during the broadcast, but before we get to him, we're going to go down to the start line, and Amy Dargan's down there waiting to speak to a couple of riders. Not sure who she got down there at the moment, but I'm sure that'll all become clear in a moment. But Adam Wheeler will more than likely shed some light on what he's been seeing, because I know where he's been stood down there in the valley. Here we go, we're going on the grid.
It's time for that all-important race. It's race 3, and we're going to have a word finally with our last few riders. Gauthier, I'm going to come in. Gauthier representing Team France again. How's it going today?
I mean, it went well. We had some trouble in the start. Christophe Charlie, my teammate, had a crash with a rider, which wasn't his fault, so that's pretty bad. And myself also, I get trouble with the lapper, so we will give everything in the last moto, and we are really looking forward to going to Podium today.
Thanks, Gauthier. Enjoy it. We'll carry on up. We'll have a wander and see who else we can find. It's quite calm, really, for the final race. Let's have a word with Valentin Guyot. Valentin, you're a European 250 champion of this year, but more importantly, how did it feel leading the best riders in the world in that first race?
That was awesome. I make the whole shot, and yeah, after I said, okay, I'm second, I can do, if I'm riding 10 minutes like that for the result, it will be good. And didn't make mistakes, and I take the lead, and yeah, it was a great moment. And after finish 9 for the Team Switzerland, it's very nice. I'm riding with the 350, so it's not my bike. Normally I'm riding 250, but it was very nice to lead the MX of Nation.
Well done, Valentin. A story you'll always be able to tell. Let's have a word with one more rider. We'll have a word with our 7-time world champion, Antonio Cairoli. Tony, we're going to come and have a word with you. Team Italy currently 3rd in the standing as it stands. Are you happy with everyone's performance today?
Sure, that's our goal, finish on the podium. Another moto to go, and yeah, we will do our best to finish on the podium. I will do my best also to win this race, but you never know. It's a tough race, and there is a lot of good riders around, so we will see.
Thanks, Tony. Right, that's all from us down here on the start line.
Thanks, Amy. Monster Energy presentation zone. Obviously, the riders working their way through there, and they're getting ready for their 3rd and final moto of the day. I'm guessing the big hitters on the 450s MX1 guys are going to be at the inside for the start of the race. Adam Wheeler on TrackOffroad.com. Thanks for joining us up here. Obviously, we've seen two great races so far. MX1, you know, great battle between Roczen and Tomac before. Tomac went and threw it away in spectacular fashion. And race 2, where those two provided the entertainment, the fireworks again, with Roczen just edging it and picking up his 4th straight MX2 class victory in all the nations that he's done. It's been great so far, hasn't it? The atmosphere of the place, it's just buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, it's Roczen taking that second victory. It was a case of giving the crowd what they wanted, you know. They went bananas when he came across and actually held off Tomac. But the 250 guys now sitting out. We've had those mixed bikes in the last 2 motos. I mean, 48 seconds ahead of Clement de Sal, the first 450 rider in that second moto. That was quite incredible as well. So we've got, you know, similar bikes, similar technology now on for this last one. And, you know, with 3 nations divided by 5 points, effectively 5 positions, anything could happen here.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, actually, because as it stands at the moment, you know, with all the points counting, of course, Belgium lead the way on 25, USA on 28, Italy on 36, with France on 38, Australia 39, GB on 50, and Germany on 54. But throw away a race, which is obviously what you will do, then it changes things somewhat. America lead on 12, with Germany on 14, Belgium on 17. And then Australia on 19, with the French then on 22, with, Italy on 22, France on 26, and GB on 32. So it just changed things a little bit, but obviously as soon as the first lap gets underway here, this sheet that we have here just goes out of the window, because then we're on real time and, you know, it's anybody's race.
It's all hypothetical, isn't it, boy? It's, you know, like you say, Charlier crashed on the first corner in the second moto, so it could all be over in seconds, but we're all close together.
The 15-second board is up here for the 3rd and final race today. Adam Wheeler.
Whole shot, de Sal.
Whole shot down the inside. Brett Metcalf, if he's down the inside, as he did in the qualifying race yesterday. Monster Energy 5-second board goes up. Dave Nicol, our race director, moves up, and look, that number 28, Brett Metcalf, in the first position on the gate in terms of there they went, but it's not him who pulls the whole shot. It's Dungey in second or third, but Nagel for Germany. Oh, we've got riders down. Is that de Sal again? It is.
It is.
Oh, Team Belgium. Oh,
and
Todd Waters down as well. Tano Leoc and
Sean Simpson.
And Charlier. So just like we had in Franciacorta in 2009, drama as Cairoli bounces his way into 4th position behind the number 7 American of Ryan Dungey.
Is that
so who have we got? Well, basically we know Nagel is there, and Dungey's there, Ken Didika's there, Tommy Searley's there. So it's the big boys here this time around. We wait for him to come over the line at the first time of asking. Number 1, Max Nagel. I didn't see that happening at all. Bobryshev in second, Paul in third, Cairoli, Dungey, Didika 6, Searle 7, Metcalf 8, Walkner 9, Philipparts 10, Guillot, Deruva, Gonçalves, Caro.
And where is Barcia? Where is the second rider for the US?
I wonder if he was down in the pile-up as well. Look, still yet to come around.
37.
So look at the guys that are in that pile-up. Charlier, Simpson, Barcia, Leon. We said Todd Waters. Wow.
2 Hondas ahead. Cairoli in 3rd place. He wants to go for that 2nd year winning the MX1 class. Wow, what a beginning, Paul. I mean, that's just, you know, a sucker punch for the Brits. Sean Simpson broken front brake in the first moto, pretty much ruining a top 5. Yeah, ruining a top 5 result. And now he's you know, going to struggle to get back into the top.
Look at the light bursting it as the riders head around. Bobryshev had his head right down there, and he's didn't want to challenge going into that left-hander, and Cairoli was able to sail around the outside where there aren't any ruts, no big... Oh, who's that? That's
de Sal.
Yeah. And his shoulder, I think he's picked up a shoulder injury. He was holding the shoulder as he came in. So drama then already. And as it stands, as they came over the line at the end of the first lap, this is what it means. Belgium are on 31. They'll be throwing away
the DNF.
The DNF from Clement de Sal. USA are on 33. Italy on 36. Of course, USA can improve on that because Barcia, who's down here at the moment in 36th position, he's hurting as well. Is Clement de Sal.
His hip.
Yeah, he's hot.
The shoulder pull. He pulled it, left shoulder. Can't get his jersey off.
So Belgium, USA, Italy, France, Australia. That's how it stands at the moment. The top 5. We'll come back to that one as the race progresses. But Cairoli all over the back of Bobryshev here. And Max Nagel, well, he got a dream start here in this 3rd and final moto. He wasn't spectacular in moto number 1. I'm guessing they put him on the outside, but he came home in 11th position. That had Germany overall leaders of the classification as Cairoli tries to have a go at the inside of the 31 of Bobryshev. Borland in 4th for France. Tommy Searle 5th. Dungey 6th. Didika 7th. Metcalf in 8th.
Oh, Kyroli going!
Oh. We've seen some moments out on track this weekend, Adam Wheeler. And that was nearly another one for Kyroli.
And like Bobryshev has really come in from the cold. We haven't really seen him all weekend. I mean, the Grand Prix winner here in 2011, Kyroli won last year. You know, this is a start that he needed.
Picking up as well. That's going to play havoc on some of these jumps. Certainly the sideways. You know, the wind's blowing down the valley as we look at the image now. This is the start. Clement de Salle is over on the left side, is he? No, he's down the inside in about gate 3 or 4.
Someone takes him out just on the inside here and starts the roller coaster. Oh.
There he is. Gets tagged by Metcalf.
No, the back of Simpson comes across.
Okay.
So Simpson and de Salle are really the touched and started all that.
And he's gone down on that left shoulder, already hurting. Look. And did we see Barsha in there as well?
And Kyroli's been using that wide line like all weekend, and they're just skipping out. Oh,
very, very close.
Yeah, centimetres from that Parts Europe board. That would have really screwed things up for Team Italy, because you know they're in a pretty decent position, just trying to find out where David Philipparts. He's in 9th place. So Italy, 2 riders in the top 10 at the moment.
This is at the end of the first lap.
Yeah.
Belgium 32, Italy 34, USA 34, France 42, Australia 47. They're really the main guys now that are playing for this Chamberlain Trophy. As Ryan Dungey going down the inside, or is he defending Tommy Searle? He's gone down the inside.
So really attacking using brand new suspension system this weekend. Much happier.
Having a go, looking to go up the inside of Dungey over the finish line. Nothing in it between them. Tommy Searle putting the squeeze. Oh, did he back out of the challenge there? Was he forced by the hand of Gauthier Paulin, who was already in the line ahead of him in the corner? But Paulin, Dungey, Tommy Searle going round the outside of the American here. Oh, bounces his way through, almost over the front, but it was a good move in the end. Ryan Dungey been a little bit out of sorts all weekend, Adam Wheeler.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you know, I was standing with Steve Mathis and Jason Thomas, just commentating on that first motorpool, and he really wasn't riding how they would expect him to be and how they've seen him riding throughout the AMA series. And
Charlier.
Charlier?
Yeah. So Charlier's out. France need a result now all of a sudden as well. And he walks away despondent. I think his bike's damaged in that crash, because he seems to be okay. So France suddenly, they fall by the wayside here, do they? Well, that's their result. They're only going to be good enough for 42 points now. They can't get any more than, they can. Gauthier Paulin can come forward.
No,
but they can't.
Well, bearing a disaster. I mean, you've got Belgium, Italy, and the USA on the podium. They're the 3 nations that are going to be slugging it out for the win, and also just the order of the top 3. But, you know, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the Dykers there at the back. That's essential for the Belgians. I mean, he needs to stay there. He can't afford to
Well, he's just found a way past Dungey, going up Barsha's at Tomax Hill. Round the outside, puts a squeeze.
No, Dungey's got...
Great move by Didika. Really being duffed up. This time around in the Nations, of course, he's had 3 victories under his belt and a loss in this event in the last 4 years, Ryan Dungey, but he needs to settle down. And I had Brock Glover in, and I think the general consensus is that, again.
Just hit the front wheel there.
Didika going defensive here, but just unhappy to find a setup on that bike this weekend. He was delayed 24 hours on the plane. He should have arrived Wednesday. It was 24 hours late. He arrived at the hotel 6 o'clock Thursday, so couldn't ride with the guys on Thursday. Had to do his own session on Friday, but not sure where they rode or how they dialed the bike in. But obviously you come here, you work everything for here. But so far, Ryan Dungey feeling it tough out there at the moment. He's down in 7th, but it's Nargot, Bobryshev, Kyroli, Searle, Paulin, and Didika ahead of him. That 1 point from Didika where he just passed Ryan Dungey has put space between Belgium and Italy. Of course, Italy, they haven't won this in a number of years, and they'll be looking to, since 2002 in Spain. I don't think they've been on the podium since then either, have they?
No, it's been a while, isn't it? I mean, Kyroli were close last year.
How dark it is up here. Didika just in the dark, in the shadow, trying to find a way past the 16 of Gauthier Paulin.
Just look at those ruts and some of the bunch pull. I mean, it's fast and it's really kind of treacherous out there. You've got to be committed, and make a mistake and you're out.
Didika.
And Paulin as well, just
down the inside, showing him a wheel. Trying to tap the back of the ankle. Nice move. This is where he passed Dungey a moment ago. And he's on the charge, Ken Didika.
This is the Didika we saw in 2010, Paul, double moto winner. But,
birthday boy, then.
I wonder if he's got some sort of sign, from Team Belgium, from the KTM guys are saying you need to finish as high up as you can.
Out, I think, was what they would have had to put on the board, because other than that, to say you need to finish doesn't give you enough information.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
I mean, Ryan Dungey also as well needs to get points. He can't afford to drop too far back. He needs to start having a look at Gautier Paulin just ahead of him. But the most crucial factor of this race and to decide the overall is going to be the progress of Justin Barcia. Just trying to see where he is, because he's not even inside the top 20. 22 minutes and 2 laps to go. He's made the progress, or he's 22nd. So, and he's doing
Simpson,
a 1:49 lap time against Ludwig Soderberg, doing a 1:53. So he's going to be getting positions.
Dungey closing in on Gautier Paulin here. So he needs the points for Team USA. And Belgium need to keep going forward. And De Dijker all over the back of the guy ahead of him, which at this stage in time...
There he is, there's Barcia.
Yeah, coming over the line now.
And he's into 20th. So going across the line, he is into the top 20. And
that's Kilian Oberson, 57.
He's been tagged as well.
Yeah, Barcia had actually just passed him as he came over the line there. So he'd already gone into... Oh, sorry, Barragan, the 73. Oberson, 57.
So we're talking about Belgium. We're talking about, you know, Italy as well. I think if Team USA pull this off, it's going to be through attrition rather than any kind of spectacular, you know, set of results here today. Barcia just climbing his way back up, keeping an eye on his progress. He's got 10 seconds to close down to the top 14. That'll be another 6 points.
What about Australia? They can't do anything now, can they? Brett Metcalf, he's
10th.
on 10 points, and Todd Waters still outside the top 20, is he? The number 30. Just inside, I think, actually. So maybe he is on a charge himself. Yeah, there in 16th. So picking himself up the floor again. 2 races running. Todd Waters, he's believing in himself and looking to do something good for Australia. But Bobryshev is having a great ride there in second. Cairoli, though, Adam Wheeler, we've seen it all the time, haven't we? Tony Cairoli gets himself into a great position early on, and then he's happy to sit there and then assess everything around him before he makes any decisions.
And also First Moto as well. Who is he chasing? First Moto, who is he chasing? Trying to catch somebody. You can see him doing the same thing in the corners, just kind of lining himself up, committing himself to a rut, and then in the middle of the turn, just getting a lot more speed, carrying it through. And it was Roxon, actually. Yeah, just chasing Roxon that way. So I think he'll just be sizing Bobryshev up.
Well, De Dijker, though, he's the impressing one at the moment. He's in 4th. Fastest man on track at the moment, 31, Evgeny Bobryshev for the 1:44.550 compared to a 46.347 of Nagel ahead of him, and just a 10th quicker than Cairoli behind him. So holding that station pretty good as he bounces through the ruts at the top of the hill, Ken De Dijker.
And Dungey's past Paulin as well, Paul, so that's another point for the US, moving up into 6th.
So how does that affect the overall standings? Belgium on 29, Italy on 33, USA on 34. I wonder if that will correct itself again, because, Dungey on 6, so they are counting that result. Australia on 44, can't make any effect on the podium now, 10 points off the podium. So, a miracle for those guys, unfortunately.
Well, De Dijker's got to try and get, even, I think King will probably try and make another position. I mean, he's got Cairoli ahead of him. What kind of gap is there? There's 4 seconds. I mean, he's really going to have to do something special. And even then, he's going to maybe add 1, 2, possibly 3 points at a stretch. So, you know, it's all down to Justin Barcia and how many positions he can win.
You know what? I don't think Dungey's out of this yet. I think he's just needing a couple of laps just to find himself here, because he was struggling in Moto number 2. Obviously, in Moto number 1, which is his first race. Where did he come home, Ryan Dungey? In 6th, and that was an up and down race for him as well. He was outside the top 20 on the first lap, got into 16th, and it was a slow but sure progress towards that 6th place. As we say, struggling with bike setup before, at the end of yesterday, maybe still trying to find his feet. European tracks in their nature are different to AMA tracks, maybe a little bit firmer. They don't get graded so much, and of course you ride for 2 days. So this is a result of 2 days of hard action on the track. And, we say it every year, it's difficult for the guys from the US to come over and adapt to that kind of circuit, but I'm not saying tracks in the US don't get rough, far from it. But also the recovery time between races and the whole thing around it. And, when you're riding, you've got your own bike, your own setup, you know the tracks, you have the information. They come here again with no knowledge. Not sure how much Austria KTM will share with them, or Honda World Motocross will share in that respect, for those guys. But, it's tough jumping on a plane, coming to a circuit you've never been to and expecting to perform. But, I think Ryan Dungey will start to come good in the second half of the race.
And this is the battle for the lead we're watching now. Max Nagel making a fantastic and characteristic start, but like Tony Cairoli just chipping away at that lead, looking for the double here today. It'll be another point for Italy, of course. I mean, that's the frustrating thing, Cairoli's going to win the race, but it's only worth 1 more point for Italy. They need a bit more from David Philipparts, who's having a good ride in 8th place. He's got 3 seconds behind Paulin. He's kind of like the head of that third group. Brett Metcalf 3 seconds, 2.5 just ahead behind Philipparts. So, David really needs to, or win a Grand Prix win here in 2007, really needs to keep that position if Italy want to keep their hopes for the podium alive.
Tony Cairoli was 3.3 seconds behind Max Nagel at the start of lap 7 as they dropped downhill and over the Monster Energy finish line jump. I think that gap as Nagel breaks the beam now with a 46.7. Cairoli fastest lap of the race, a 45.4, 1.9 seconds. So just under 2 seconds, that's the gap, the distance that it takes to get from the base to the landing of that tabletop. Bobryshev still looking good in third, but too little too late for the Russian, unfortunately. 4th place is Kender Dijker for Belgium. He's lapping about a half a second quicker than the Russian of Bobryshev. He might know that he's got some points in hand, but as we look here, not too many.
And Cairoli just right to the back now. I mean, Nagel, of course, hasn't raced the last 3-4 GPs. I think it's 3 GPs.
Missed a lot.
Yeah, so the Epstein-Barr virus effects. So he's understandably not going to be fully fit, but
I thought he would be good for a race. I'm hoping for his sake and for Germany that this is the race that he's good for, just to go away from here with a top 1, 2, 3 position, something like that. But not sure how much energy he exerted on him in the first moto, but he had a tough ride in the first race, coming from 27th to get to 11th. So maybe that was where the work was done, and the energy levels are starting to drop now, possibly, because look how much Tony Cairoli, the second rider in shot now as they sweep through turn 1, is closing in on Max Nagel. He's closing in fast.
Yeah, like you said, he won a lot of positions in that first moto. I didn't realise it was quite so many, but Tommy Searle in 5th place. He's 11 seconds adrift of this battle, so if Max does fade back, I mean, he can't really ease off too much. But Cairoli, I mean, this is a matter of time and finding the position, not eating too much roost or, swallowing too much rock there. Sean Simpson a victim of that in the first moto. And actually, Nagel not using any handguards there. It's probably quite confident in his starting ability. And they were trying to get out front and not find the back markers too early.
Yeah, I think as well, depends. I mean, bearing in mind, he always used to use handguards, even in the sand in a KTM. So, obviously knows something we don't. Maybe the guys had all the stones taken out, but doubt that very, very much. But Cairoli getting ready to line up. Max Nagel, number 1 of Germany. He leads the way and he's carrying that momentum. Switching into the middle is nice and smooth through there, actually.
He doesn't like that outside line anymore. Maybe in the first moto it was the kinder one.
But obviously not being out, they've missed a moto, the MX1 guys. They were the first race and the last race of the day, which is where they are. But we had a great GoPro image of Roxon as he jumped up into this step up in the second moto as the light was starting to swing around to that part of the circuit and the shadows were starting to be created. And, we're in the early part of, coming to the end of summer into autumn now, aren't we? And long shadows and all of that. Thomas Travasini there in the middle with the blue glasses, team manager for Team Italy. Obviously communicating with somebody somewhere down there, but Cairoli in second, all over the back of Nagel. So Germany versus Italy. Bobryshev, the Russian, in third. De Dijker of Belgium in 4th. He sets his personal fastest of the race. That's 8 tenths quicker than Bobryshev. So is he going to be able to close in? Does he know exactly what the situation is in terms of the overall classification? My guess is no, but it's down to the mechanics to give them the information. It's still a difference of 3 points. Belgium leading the way over Italy. And of course, Team Belgium haven't won since the Lierop occasion in the Netherlands back in 2004 when Stefan Evans was riding.
And the US didn't participate that year.
Exactly. Well, they didn't participate for a couple of years, did they? Because of the terror threats and all the rest
2001 they missed when when France won for the first time.
Yeah.
And then 2004 was the other time. But yeah, 3rd place, that's where they finished last year, that's where they are at the moment. Barcia just trying to keep an eye on his progress because they need 5 more points, they need 5 more positions. Barcia in 16th, but he's got actually it's pretty, I'm just looking at the timing monitor here, you've got Barcia.
Cairoli around the outside, lights it up, gets alongside Max Nagel. Does he find a way through? Nagel tries to put the squeeze on it. Oh, Cairoli short on the takeoff and the landing. Had to back it off. He won't like that too much. But the Germans loved it, that the fact that Nagel was able to close the door on Tony Cairoli there. They know the situation with Max Nagel. He's not been well. It's Epstein-Barr. He's missed races. He's coming in here. An anxious looking Team Italy. Wait to see what happens here with Cairoli. But in terms of the situation, this would give Italy back a vital point. That'll put them 31. On 31. Takes it down to 2 points. But Barsha, is he over the line? 15th now. Dungey still in 7th place.
I'm just looking down, Paul. I'm trying to calculate the difference between it. It's not looking too good for Barcia. I mean, he's got 7 or 8 seconds for only another 3 positions. So he's going to have to work a lot in the last 10 minutes of this race to gain the 4 position. I mean,
Cairoli, over jump for Cairoli. But he gets the job done. He parks it down the inside. Team Italy are leading the race here, but not the overall classification. He whittles that gap down to 2 points now in the general classification. No wonder Thomas Travasini and everybody down there looking on anxiously. But actually, going back to your Barsha moment, he's 2 seconds off of Matthias Walkner. So there's the point.
No, he's 13 seconds away from helping the US win this race.
Right.
Unless something happens at the front here and Dungey can grab another couple of points. But Ryan Dungey in 7th place at the moment. He's right on the back of Gautier Paulin. So there's another point there. So Barcia could have his task made a little easier. It's going to go right down to the last lap.
As always, as it did last year as well in Belgium. Let's not forget, you know, it wasn't a done deal, was it really, until maybe a couple of 3 laps to go, I think. But here's the Dijker. Is he coming under pressure from Bobryshev? I think he might be, you know. So this will also pull a point back for Team Italy if the Russian goes through.
I can't see that happening, Paul. I don't think Bobryshev will be able to pass the Dijker, will he?
I don't know. The Dijker was on the charge, and I think, actually, Bobryshev is closing in on it and looking to challenge the Belgian.
Is that Tommy Searle just behind, or has Paulin gone through there?
Well, Tommy Searle was 4 seconds clear, 3.5 clear of Gautier Paulin, so yeah, still Tommy Searle.
Yeah. Oh, Dungey just on the background there. So Dungey's got another point.
Will we see that? No, this is the over jump from Cairoli, almost landing in them holes, but he had to do it. He had to force himself down the inside to prevent Max Nagel going defensive and taking line 1 through that inside, and that was what it meant to Thomas Travasini. Then everybody down there in Team Italy camp, Adam Wheeler.
It's going to be really tight, Paul. We got like Justin Barcia setting lap times 2 seconds quicker than the riders around him, apart from Todd Waters. So he's looking, I don't know, he could get that another 3 or 4 positions in like the 10 minutes and 2 laps we've got left.
That's how tight it is. America not out of it yet either, but it is very, very tight. Belgium have only got 1 rider in the race, remember. Clement de Sal went down at the first turn. He rode it back. Oh, Dungey off track. Just doing what Dean Ferris did. And he loses a position again to Gautier Paulin. So all the hard work. And I wonder how much the wind had a part to play in that, because it is picking up out on track. So he's got to go after Gautier Paulin all over again and looking to attack immediately the number 7.
I'll tell you what, but that also might be the light. I mean, just dripping down from the side there, the shadows like we were called in earlier. It's not getting any easy, and Dungey trying on the inside. He's got,
very, very tight. It's all or nothing now for Team USA. Italy also trying to fight for survival here. In Belgium, they're leading the way, but De Dijker, he had his hands full. I think he must have been a mistake last time around, because he's opened that gap up again with a 146.9. Look at that, just, getting blown.
Yeah, you called it, Paul. I mean, it was just drifted off there, wasn't he? And then these last 2 calls, that was just frustration there. Just putting the KTM around, trying to keep close to Paulin, because he knows getting past Paulin's not easy as it is. He can't afford to lose more time or another place.
So Ryan Dungey then, Team USA, number 7 on the right. As we look now, the second rider in shot, going after Gautier Paulin. Conditions very, very difficult. Low sunlight, hazy sunlight as well. Dark shadows, you can't see the lines, the ruts, the bumps in certain areas of the track. As
dust.
You hit, and a little bit of dust just flicking up, but not too much actually. I think the track's been perfect all weekend. You know, you've got to give credit to the guys that have worked hard to change the shape of the circuit. But these guys are pushing on to Tommy Searle, because there was a 3-second gap between Tommy Searle and Gautier Paulin about 2 laps ago. And these guys, number 16, the lead rider in shot here, Gautier Paulin of France, and the number 7, the American Ryan Dungey, are closing in. And this would help America's cause if these 2 close themselves up onto the rear wheel of Tommy Searle and pick him off. That's a couple of points. 1 for Gautier Paulin, 2 if he finds a way past Paulin, and Searle for Ryan Dungey. Of course, Justin Barcia still down in 15th. He's about a second down on Matthias Walkner. You would expect him to go through there. And he's about 3 seconds down, or he was about 3 seconds down on Valentin Guyot. So, Adam Wheeler. The Motocross of Nations, you've got to love it, haven't you?
We never really established what happened to Barcia in the first lap. And Jeremy Van Horbeke just saying his prayers for Team Belgium.
Yeah, he's done his bit. And I tell you what, he had a great ride in the second race. He came from a long, long way down in 27th to get through to 7th. Tommy Searle, Gauthier Paulin, Ryan Dungey, all in the same shot with just over 7 minutes plus 2 laps to go. It's the third and final moto of the day as Dungey shows a wheel to the Frenchman Gauthier Paulin. It's the final race of the day, the 67th edition of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations, looking to carry momentum anywhere he can around the track. Just look at that dip there, how they go from bright light to darkness.
And it is really like that outside as well. It's not like an effect of the TV. The shade is... I mean, because you can't really appreciate how steep the hills are.
Barsha suddenly up to 12th place here in the last lap. So how does that affect? I tell you what, we could be looking at an American victory here in the closing stages. Belgium on 28, Italy 31, USA on 31.
3 positions, Paul. So if Dungey passes Paulin, what we're watching here, that's another 2 places that Barsi's got to get.
And how far is he? He's 4 seconds down, 6 seconds down on Todd Waters at the moment.
Yeah, that's a pretty big gap, like 6 minutes and 2 laps to go.
What were the lap times last time around?
They're so similar. I mean, and also Mark Deruva.
How much was traffic, though, for Barsha, for instance? You know, 48 for him, a 49.
Basically, he's got to go all out. That's 2, maybe 5, 6 laps left as they're coming across the line now. Dungey just trying a different line there at the end of the pits.
Ooh, the back end I thought was just kicking out there on the 16 of Gauthier Paulin. Up on the pegs, nicely doing it though through there. He's put some distance between himself and Ryan Dungey. Not a lot. Not a lot. Tommy Searle just trying to break away.
They're grouping up on the track this battle for 5th position. And Bobryshev has held his nerve, held his speed, his fitness as well. Max Nagel hasn't been dropped at the front. Tony Cairoli winning by 3 seconds over Nagel with the Diker as well. Just having a little cushion in 3rd position. Crucial for Team Belgium. So close. I mean, they're 5 minutes and 2 laps away from winning this 67th Motocross of Nations. First win since 2004, like you said, Paul. 9 years. Is Dungey going to do this? Is he going to get him?
You know what? I have no idea. This has been a close one to call for me. You know, all weekend people have saying to me, Paulin. Front end just getting high and a bit loose on him coming out of that turn. That would have gifted a point back to the Americans. I guess the question you've got to ask here is, you know, when he gets close to Paulin, is he holding up the number 7 of Ryan Dungey? Would he have clear track enough to say, right, I can throw down the hammer now and go after Tommy Searle? It's a tough one to call, isn't it? But journalists, I don't know what it's like in the media centre, but the people I've spoken to and asking me, in your experience, who do you think is going to be favourite to win this weekend before we'd even turned a wheel? And I said, you know what, I don't know, but we'll see after Saturday, as is the case. And it was very open.
I called Belgium to win by 2 points. So
get out!
I honestly didn't.
You can say that now.
Is on record somewhere, I promise. But Justin Barsi, we were saying a moment ago, has responded. He's been shown a sign. He clearly knows what's going on because he's just set a lap time 2 seconds, almost 2 seconds faster than Todd Waters ahead of him. If Dungey can pass Paulin, draw up to the back of Tommy Searle and get him as well, Barsi only needs one more position. I think that will give the USA the win. 23rd or 24th.
You do not want to make a mistake now if you're Tony Cairoli, Ken de Dijker, Gauthier Paulin, Tommy Searle, really, because obviously that could hand points to, you know, the protagonists really out on the track. Tony Cairoli, what are we looking at here? Belgium leading the way, aren't we, at the moment?
Top
on
5.
28. Italy on 31, USA on 31. One more place pass for Ryan Dungey or Barsha puts USA in second.
Jeremy looking on extremely nervously in pit lane. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, you know, I'm really nervous. Clement just had a big crash in the start and popped out his shoulder, and now all our hope is on the Diker. So I hope we can put it together. We're still in the lead, and but I'm so nervous. I just don't know what to say. You know, I hope we can do it this year.
Thanks, Jeremy.
A moment there from the Diker.
Team Belgium speechless, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think down there, you know, for the teams that matter, you know, Belgium, Italy, America, we are looking at a very, very close finish here. De Dijker needs to regroup after that moment. He had a moment ago. Looks like he's managing to do it.
Bobryshev, so close.
He is. Cairoli doing just enough for Italy. He can't do any more. There's no point pushing. 3.5 seconds, 0.3 of a second. It doesn't matter to Cairoli. He just wants to win the race, and that'll give him the class win as well.
And now Paulin, we can't see this on the screen, Paul, but he's only 1 second away from Tommy Searle. That's the Brit needs to hang on.
Cairoli, Nagel, De Dijker, Bobryshev, still your top 4. We're looking at De Dijker here, the number 4 for Belgium, and the 31 in the red for the Russian Evgeny Bobryshev. We've got 2:20, so we're going to be 4 laps to go here. because Cairoli already over the line, and I think with a lap time of 1:47, you know, that board is still going to be in the 2-lap board. So 4 laps to go. The closing stage of the race. Barsha is in 12th place for America. We need to keep an eye on that position next time around. Has he found a way through? That's as it stands at the moment. We've still got players to come over the line, of course.
And
so that will change.
Sean Simpson just setting his best lap of the race.
He's having a great ride, actually. He's in 13th after going down at turn 1.
Yeah, we saw him on the ground, so he's following Barsha. So Barsha's like looking ahead of him, but he's also got to look behind because 0.4 of a second is Simpson closing on in that 12th place. I don't know if that affects things much for the UK on 50 points. Overall, Barsha's 2 seconds from Todd Waters, so he's not going to be getting those 3 positions that the US need to win. So where is Dungey? What can he do?
Kendid Eicher running on empty. Bobashev, the big tough Russian that he is, he's hounding the Belgian, trying to push him into making a mistake. As we look at him go round a back marker who looks over his shoulder to see where Bobashev is, couldn't quite catch him there, but here's Barsha. He's got Todd Waters right in his sights. This will be to pull another point back. And he is having to ride the race of his life here. He had a great ride in the 3rd and final moto in Belgium last year when they got them on the podium, but he's having to do it all over again. They're only in 3rd at the moment. They're tied with Italy. Another point here would get them 2nd at the moment.
Good battle here, Paul, between Waters. I was switching to Cairoli, but you had Waters, Barsi and Sean Simpson together all fighting for that 12th position. Normally you wouldn't be too excited about that, but it's got serious consequences for what the overall is going to be here.
Keep an eye on Barsha. Will he find a way past Waters this time around? Tony Cairoli, though, showing us why he's a 7-time world champion. Gets great start, stays out of trouble, picks his moment and goes, and he's...
assesses everything.
He's on.
Yeah, I mean, in the sand last year, he was brilliant. Hard pack, long ruts, extremely physical and technical here. He's just been superior again, hasn't he?
Well, Ken Roxon was the overall class winner with a 2nd and a 1st, so 3 points for him ahead of Dean Ferris, who was 2nd overall in MX2 class individually, and 3rd for Jeremy Van Hoorbeek of Belgium with, what did he have, 2 7ths, so 14 points. Tony Cairoli on course for winning the individual MX1 category with a win in Moto number 1 and an outright win here as well in Moto number 2, so that'll be the back-to-back years that he's done that. Hadn't done it until last year, of course, at Lommel. But it's all about team glory, national glory. Barsha has found a way past Waters. This is too close to call, Adam Wheeler.
Yeah, the USA in 2nd place now.
On 30, they still need 2 passes.
Bobashev passes the Dijker, and it's down to 1. How far away is Dungey from the back of Paulan?
How does it work as well in times of a tie-break? You know, is it the result on the last race? So it might even be that Belgium might still get it if there's a tie-break because of the final race.
3rd place. Yeah,
so they can't rely on a tie. They need 3 passes. Team USA to win this Motocross of Nations a year after losing it. They don't want back-to-back defeats. That doesn't happen very often for them.
I think Georgia in the TV trucks must be tearing his hair out. I mean, where do you follow? Do you try and pick up Dungey? Do you try and see how that's going to affect things? Cairoli's leading the race, but also
Dungey sets the fastest sector, second sector of the race. And Barsha sets his personal fastest lap of the race last time around. So, 2-lap board. Yeah.
Barsi's got over 7 seconds to the back of Mark Daruva. So,
and he's 2 seconds a lap quicker, so
2 laps to go. I mean, realistically, he could probably get another place because David Philippart's ahead. I mean, Philippart's is tiring. He's on 150s. Barsi is on 147s, but Philippart's, catching him one thing, passing him another. Tommy Sell, we haven't spoken about him much. He's been very solid and consistent.
Yeah, happy with the suspension units on the bike now, of course. There's Paulan.
Where's Dungey?
There he is. Well, he can't go any further forward, but barring a mistake now from Tommy Searle or Gauthier Paulan, because he's being dropped in 7th. He's 4 seconds off of Gauthier Paulan, the number 7 American here, of Ryan Dungey, trying to go around the outside of a back marker.
When we break this down, what are going to be the consequences today, Paul? Maybe Eli Tomac's crash really could...
That was the 16th that he picked himself. That was the race they wanted to throw away. He could have had... I mean, he was going after Roxon for 2nd. That could have been a 2.
Oh! Dungey may have stole the bite then. Just slowed in.
Yeah, going back to it, Tomac's 16 could have been a 2 or a 3 at least.
Yeah.
And we're looking at, what you want to do is throw away Barsha's result of an 11 here, and that would have secured an American victory.
At least,
yeah, by now. So here's David Philipparts. So he is in 10th place for Team Italy.
And...
is it all change, or are we still looking at a 2-point deficit? 28, 30, 33. That's how it stands at the moment. Belgium, USA, Italy.
And this is news in itself because Philipparts, after having a pretty ragged second moto, has picked himself up and Well, I mean, 10th place overall, put the Italians on the podium. You called it, Paul, was it 2002 in Spain? The last time?
Yeah, Italy, 2002, Spain, Belpuch.
The nations that never was. And Cairoli on his last lap now. Oof.
He's just got to keep it on 2 wheels now just to secure a podium for Italy. And hope that David Philippart brings it home in 10th place as well. Just to get them on the podium would be nice to see off the podium for, well...
Is Bobushev in front of the Dijker? Sorry, to cut you off there. And it's
Tommy Sell and Gauthier Paulin coming into this corner here. They are very, very close indeed, but it's a battle of pride between Searle and Paulin.
Oh, Nagel's gone back. So that's another point for Belgium. And Bobushev.
Oh, I tell you what, Max Nagel, he must have made a mistake somewhere. Is he just a 150 lap time for him?
And Bobushev's going to go through. That's not going to affect things too much for Russia and for Germany, but it's given Belgium a little bit more breathing space, even if Barcia can gain 2 more points on this last lap.
Because that will be another point for him, won't it? That gives them the breathing space that they need.
It might not we'll need another lap to refresh there, Paul, but I think that's going to give them 3 points.
That'll give them 27 now, Belgium.
Dungey's out of it. He's blown it. He's not going to be able to catch Paulin. 7 seconds adrift. Barcia chasing the back of Philippart's. People have moved.
He's only a second down on him. And he's only 3 down on Deruva. And this time in the race, last lap, everyone's thinking, yeah, you know, I'm done, that's it, blah, blah, blah. Barcia will keep on pushing. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if he does push and get those positions that he needs, he might just steal it from the from Belgium on the final lap here. Well, if they do that, that'll be America's finest hour in terms of this event, I think, or certainly one of them. It'll be right up there.
I think it's too late, Paul. It's over. I think Italy, Cairoli probably going to get the sign that they're so close to a podium finish, but I think it's going to be Belgium. We've got half a lap left. What's Barcia going to do in half a lap? He's not going to be able to gain 3 or 4 positions.
Well, Tony Cairoli, for him, personal satisfaction, you know, obviously try and get Italy on the podium, but he can't do any more than he's done. 2 wins out of 2 in both the races. Tony Cairoli wins the individual classification for the MX1 class, and he is happy with that. That's KTM 1-2. De Dijker comes home in second. Bobrishev third, and I think Belgium have won the Motocross of Nations 2013. A big, big result for the big man of Belgium, Ken de Dijker. He was on his own for the whole race. His teammate went out on lap 1 at turn 1. And Ken de Dijker will be celebrating tonight. And so too will Tony Cairoli. The last time he did that, his bike broke at Matley Basin.
All good news for the Belgian beer industry this evening, I'm sure.
So Belgium then win it on 27, USA on 30, Italy on 33. And look at that.
I mean, we were talking about throwaways. Paul de Salle, of course, not even last in a lap. 39 points for Belgium. That was their throwaway. The worst result being the 8th in the first moto.
So Italy then, their third, 33 points for them. And then Australia, after the success they had in qualifying yesterday, just miss out on 40 points. But, wow, Belgium, winners for the first time since 2004. Adam Wheeler, just really quickly, thanks for joining us up here. An epic race, very climatic in the end, as it turned out, but can't take anything away from Tony Cairoli, but a big performance from Ken de Dijker when he needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Belgians needed him to come through after that disaster Clement de Salle in the first corner, and he's delivered, you know. This is one of the reasons why we love the Nations Pool. It can change and chop all the way to the last 2-3 minutes, the last lap, and you know, what a good result. You know, the USA now missing out for 2 years after 7 in a row. And, you know, Cairoli, what else can the guy win? 7 times world champion, MX2, MX1, now taking his country onto the podium.
Red Bull KTM's first and second. But Belgium win the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations 2013. They finally do it after coming so close on home soil last year. Adam Wheeler, thanks very much, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much indeed. Can I mention ontrackoffroad.com one more time so Tommy can get the shots in? That's at about 10 now, I think. No, good job for Team Belgium. There'll be a party in the paddock tonight. Italy are on the podium as well. Third overall behind the USA. Thomas Traversini, ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. Happy with a podium. It's been one of those years for Tony Cairoli and, of course, Alessandro Lupino as well. Team Belgium win the 67th FIM Monster Energy Motocross Nations by 3 points. The USA was second, and Italy were third. The first time on a podium in a very long time for those guys. The last victory they had, and the only the last victory that Team Italy had, back in 2002, Belpuig in Spain. But a big ride from Ken de Dijker. His teammate went out at turn one. We're going to see the highlights in just a moment, but here's how it went down in the final race of the day. Brett Metcalf was up the inside, so too was Clément de Sal, but he didn't make a good jump and he was already in trouble. He got pushed. He was sandwiched between Sean Simpson and Brett Metcalf. Simpson, de Sal both went down, so too did Todd Waters and a bunch of other guys. Tano Leok in there as well, the 21, but up front it was all action as Max Nagel led the way. Bobryshev was in second, Cairoli was third. He had a moment that he would rather forget as he tried to pass the Russian. Tommy Searle and Ryan Dungey were batting around about 5th, 6th, 7th with Gauthier Paulin for the whole moto. De Dijker, though, was on the charge. He had to. He got the message that de Sal was out and you need to perform. And that's exactly what he did. He pushed on and on. Cairoli, though, was up front when he made this move on Max Nagel at about the midpoint of the race, pushing the German back into second. And at that stage, Italy still were in a chance of winning the overall classification. Cairoli won the race, de Dijker was second, Bobryshev was third, but it's an overall victory for Team Belgium. The first time since 2004, Leerop in the Netherlands. So Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, we were talking to him down in pit lane, or Amy Dargan was during the race, and he was so nervous right now at that time because he was aware that his teammate Clément de Sal had popped a shoulder in that crash at the first turn, and Ken de Dijker was having to deliver. Well, he came through good as well. He got second in the closing stage of the race when Max Nagel faded. And boy, it's going to be a noisy one. The skybox there, absolutely full. So 2 years in a row then, Team USA failing to reach the top spot, but they go one better than they did last year, where they were third overall in Belgium at Lommel. And the three bikes of Clément de Sal, Ken de Dijker, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, and there he is flying the Belgian flag. He is finally a winner in this event. He's never been off the podium in all the 4 previous visits to this race. And he is going to be one happy camper tonight, that's for sure. Good lad. Well done, Team Belgium as well. Not an easy race to win this. You do need luck on your side. As we saw with Team USA, could have been winners again this year, but the crash from Eli Tomac in moto number 1, which was MX1, MX2, he was in third behind Ken Roczen. He had that big crash over the hill. He went down from third to an eventual 16th place finish. It was 18th when he picked himself up, pulled 2 back in the final couple of laps, but crashing at the wrong time, wasn't able to make up the ground, and obviously that was the throwaway race in the end, but even still, Justin Varsha coming home in 11th in the final race. Ryan Dungey in 7th in the final race. But the stat that matters, Team Belgium move on to 15 victories in the event. That's 1 behind Great Britain now in the all-time win list. They still stay third, but the Fox Holeshot Award, who did that go to? Max Nagel. You just saw Brett Metcalf, de Sal, just squeezing Clément de Sal there. Sean Simpson squeezing de Sal. And he knew straight away something wasn't right. And that was his race done. And he wasn't going anywhere. Had shoulder problems in the past, of course, Clément de Sal. Oh. Horrible feeling. Oh, pick it up, son. Multinational event now this. We had 40 teams entered initially. We whittled it down to 20 after qualifying on Saturday. Well, 19. The 20th team came this morning after the B final where Latvia went through. And Latvia eventually finishing in 16th place. So time for the podium though. Max Nagel just receiving the Fox Holeshot Award from Alex Maye from Fox Europe. He looks tired. Of course, we'll see a replay. Might not see the whole thing because obviously we're getting ready to do the podium. GoPro just providing great images there. Oh, one just dropped in the right place as well. Look at that. But look how clear-cut he was. Max Nagel, number 1, Fox Holeshot Award, €1,000 for him. Dungey was there in second initially, and then DeSalle, and oh, he went down hard and awkward. There's bikes and bodies and the sound of crunching metal just taking people out of the game. Just try and get yourself up as quick as possible. Barsha was down, look. Number 9, that's why he was trying to get himself going. That's why he was down on the first lap. That's the first time, actually, we've seen that. So Barsha, who went out in the first turn. Going to be a noisy podium. We know that already. I know the teams are up there. They're just getting ready to be introduced to the world, as it were. Joel Smets, team manager, a 3-time winner in 95, 97, and 2003. That's just a small fraction of the crowd that we've had here this weekend at the Talkessel circuit in Germany. A rowdy bunch they are as well. That's why. Before the podium, though, let's just see how the result ended in the actual race itself. It was a win for Tony Cairoli, Kenda Dyker. Okay. Nations classification, Belgium win by 3 points over the USA. Italy, third, 3 points further back. Then it was Australia, France, Great Britain in 6th, Germany 7th, Russia 8th, Switzerland 9, and Estonia 10. So podium time then. Third overall, Team Italy. David Philipparts, Antonio Cairoli, Alessandro Lupino. Team manager, Thomas Travasini, there he is. Himself a former GP racer. Lupino's had a great year. He took his first podium in GPs. Justin Barsha, Ryan Dungey, the second time those two have tasted defeat whilst on the same team. And of course, Eli Tomac. They will know that they probably were the better team on the day, all things being considered, but they have to settle for second place. But the noise is already cranked up. Roger De Costa there, Team USA, a Belgian himself. Kenda Dyker came good in the final race. He pulled off the biggest result of his career, getting home in second. Jeremy Van Horbeek, and of course, Clement DeSalle. They are your overall winners. Joel Smets, a 3-time winner as a rider, and now as a team manager, helping Team Belgium pick up their first nations victory since 2004 in Lierop at the Netherlands. Clement DeSalle, that dislocated shoulder, just picked up at turn 1. This victory will go some way to easing the pain that he's feeling right now. Andre Herzog, the mayor of Teushenthal, handing the third-place trophy to Team Italy. Second-place trophy being handed, I think that was Mr. Vito Ippolito doing the honours there. And our overall winners will get the Chamberlain Trophy. Okay, no, he's presenting all the trophies, I think. But your winners of the 2013 FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations for the 15th time in their history. The trophy, the Chamberlain Trophy, presented by Mr. Vito Ippolito, go to Team Belgium. Ken de Dijker, Clement de Salle, Jeremy Van Horbeek, and the team manager, Joel Smets. It's been a great atmosphere here at Teushenthal all day long, all weekend long. And finally, the Belgians come good, helped by the massive performance of Ken de Dijker, but you cannot, Dr. Wolfgang Streb, the FIM CMS director, handing gold plates to the Belgian riders and the team manager. But you cannot take away the results, actually, from Jeremy Van Horbeek, Moto number 1. He started in 5th and finished in 7th, but the second race for him was the strong one. Starting down in 26, he came all the way to 7th, and that has gone a long, long way to helping Belgium secure this trophy. Team Belgium are world champions for the 15th time in the history of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. They secure victory for the first time since 2004. Lierop, the Netherlands, the last time they were able to stand on that top step of the podium. Joel Smets not a member of the team that day, but Stefan Everts was. Clement de Salle, though, if you're wondering why he's looking a little bit dejected, he went down at the first turn at the start of that third and final moto. He's dislocated that shoulder, the left one. He pulled in at the end of the first lap, meaning all the responsibility then just to pick up the points that mattered fell to Ken de Dijker, who fortunately for him got off to a great start in the race. But Philip Arts, Cairoli and Lupino for Team Italy enjoy spraying the champagne on the podium. The Americans have already gone stage left. They don't like finishing second. So there's Ryan Dungey, Team USA, the Team USA captain, the veteran of the team. 5 nations he's done now, 3 wins, 2 defeats. Justin Barsha, 2 rides, 2 defeats. Eli Tomac, 1 ride, 1 defeat for him. But as we said before, it could have been so much different had Tomac got a result in race 1. Either a second when he was on the back of Roczen and challenging for a possible second place finish. And it could have so very easily been different had he picked up a third. The Clement de Salle chainsaw. But what a great weekend we've had here at Teushenthal in Germany. It's been absolutely electric. The Australians kicked off the weekend with the best possible start, winning the qualifying rounds for the first time in their history. Dean Ferris, Todd Waters and Brett Metcalf were certainly looking at finishing top 5 at the very least. They've done that by finishing in 4th place. But really, they wanted a podium, and they probably believed after yesterday's races they were in with a shot of winning as well. And had Todd Waters, I guess, not crashed in 2 first-turn crashes in his races, maybe he would have been higher placed, and maybe that could have also had a bearing on the overall result as well. But their aim to finish top 5 has certainly come true for Australia. But Team France, one of the favourites, Great Britain as well, way off the pace in the end. 44 for France, 49 for Great Britain compared to the 27, 30 and 33 of Belgium, the USA and Italy. And they'll have to come back and do it again in 12 months' time, of course. Next year's event will be held at Hegens in Latvia. And I wonder if we'll see similar scenes to what we're seeing here. The venue here at Teushenthal lends itself to the crowd and the atmosphere and the noise, the way that it's built up on both sides of the valley. It's going to take an age to get out of there this evening. I'm guessing people have booked the day off work. But your overall class winners in the end, Justin Barsha winning in the Open, Ken Roxon winning the MX2, and TC, Tony Cairoli, your overall individual winner. So another tough motocross nation for Team USA. Team Italy on the podium, as we said, for many years. And, well, knowing Tony Cairoli as we do, likes to party occasionally. Got nothing in the diary now in terms of races, so you bet that's what he's going to do tonight. So too Ken Roxon, the two of them put on a bit of a show last year in Belgium when they had the party there, but these guys have earned it. So too Team Belgium, but what a way to finish. Everybody was on the edge of their seats. We didn't know which way it was going to go, but Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, Joel Smets, of course, Clément de Salle, Ken de Dijker, winners for the first time since 2004. Let's see if we can get an interview here. Difficult to see or hear what he said there, but something along the lines of, yeah, obviously it was difficult, but dislocating the shoulder. Right, Amy Dargan's down there. Here we go. She's with Joel Smets.
We have it, our 2030 Monster Energy Motocross of Nations.
Right, here we go. We're getting ready. Here's Amy.
Well, there we have it, our 2030 Monster Energy Motocross of Nations winners, Team Belgium. Joel, I'm going to come to you first. You said to me at the start of this weekend you didn't want to go home with anything less than the win this year, and you've done it.
Yeah, but this was a really a thriller. We knew we had our chances before the last moto, but unfortunately Clément dislocated his shoulder in the first corner, so I went to the first 8 and I was like really desperate, and I was only worried about my rider. But then I walked back 15 minutes later, walked back to the track and saw we were still leading this championship. So it's unbelievable how much up and down the feelings went this weekend.
Absolutely. Many congratulations, Joel. We're going to come now to Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. Jeremy, you had an absolutely brilliant second race. We spoke just before in the pit lane. You were so nervous. How do you feel now?
Yeah, you know, I went down second corner, second race, and I thought this is over. But I put myself together again and came back from 34 to 7, and that was awesome. Ken rode his ass off the third race, and unfortunately Clément dislocated his shoulder, but hey, we did it.
Great job.
Finally.
Well done. I'm going to come and have a word with Ken. Ken, you deserve a massive pat on the back for that final race. How good does this feel now?
Oh yeah, ending the season like this was amazing. The last GPs I had an injury and couldn't do what I was doing before, but now back that last moto, yeah, the first moto not so good, but now yeah, happy. Just amazing feeling to winning so big event.
Well done, Ken.
Thanks.
And we're going to come finally, last but not least at all, Clément de Salle. Clément, not exactly how you wanted to win it, but nevertheless a great feeling right now.
Yeah, yes, sure, but I'm really sad because I had a crash on the last moto and I have pain in my shoulder. I think I dislocated and now it's put back good, but we'll see on the doctor. Yeah, sure, it's good that we win.
I hope you get better soon, and these guys are so grateful to you. Our 2030 Motocross.
I'll finish that off for you. 2013 Motocross of Nations winners, champions perhaps, the word she was looking for, but it is an absolute noise fest down there. Well, that's it from Teushenthal in Germany. My name's Paul Malin. We've had great support, great action out on track. Thanks to Brock Glover and Adam Wheeler for joining me here this weekend. But for Team Belgium, congratulations, you've done it again.